There is one of the widespread common issues, which is most powerful, I would say. You probably caught yourself in this feeling many, many times. And I'm talking about novelty, the need for novelty. See, when it comes to novelty, it's not so much so simple as it might seem. You might think, all right, if I crave novelty, then I could just go out and do something new. And boom, here is the novelty. This is true to a certain extent. You will experience something that you have not experienced for a long time, or it may be something completely new to you. Also, possibility. So, let's just imagine that again. You got into some new activity. Perhaps you. I'll give you the most, crude example. They chose a new road to your job. Something you perhaps knew about but did not really tried it out. You did not probe driving by that road, and just all of a sudden you decided to follow this path, and you felt that something became wider, as if expansion in your perspective. This is the sense of novelty, the expansion of the perspective. But all right, you choose that road, you went to your job using this road, and eventually, as you will follow this road more regularly, it will lose its novelty. It will become habitual. By that I mean, in a sense, you have a realm of habit, of accustomed, of something you have got used to. You can imagine a circle, which is the border of known, of familiar, that does not bring that sense of novelty, newness, freshness. And as you get experiences which are new, in the external world, you will eventually develop a habit. You will get into this circle, and the circle will become larger and larger. But our concern is that the borders of the circle do not go away. The circle exists, so you will constantly crave for something, as if an addicted person craves for that for which he or she is addicted. I don't know, alcohol, smoking, and all that stuff. The same thing, although we did not really recognize that, happens in our day-to-day life. Even if we do not smoke, even if we do not drink. Just let's put aside your work, your relationships, your family. Try to totally turn off these aspects of your life for a second. Let's try out a type of a contemplation work. So you may actually, I encourage you not to pay too much attention to my words. So but for now you can listen attentively and then proceed on without paying too much attention to what I'm saying, as I'll be guiding you through a type of a practice which will get you to understanding what actual novelty comes from. So you have already got the idea, the concept of external novelty. That is what you get in this reality, physical, material realm. You find something new car, new girlfriend, new boyfriend, new house, new job, new place. This, of course, brings novelty, but also now it is something familiar to you, and gradually it is losing of the sense of novelty. It gradually evaporates and becomes totally known. See? That sense of novelty brings some kind of a joy, while the opposite of it, habit, what is known, does not. It actually makes us crave for that novelty and get stuck in this cycle. Well, the issue is not so much so in the external world, but in the internal realm. So, you perhaps are not conscious of beliefs that you always hold true. In any case, you do not even question them. Because first, it is a labor. It's not so easy to question what you have got used to, what you assume to know. And secondly, there is fear. Fear of losing something. But what exactly you are afraid of losing? So now we can proceed with the practice. And closer to the end, you will grasp the root of novelty. Because many people come into spirituality, even start to meditate, do practices of yoga, perhaps pranayamas, all that stuff, or do some kind of religious practices, such as praying. At this has to be something unique, you see, these practices, but they too eventually become dull. Because mind has this propensity to make everything known, make everything habitual, for the reasons of survival. We're overly attached to survival. So let's begin. Think about novelty. What it is for you. What in essence do you regard as novel, as new? Let go for a moment of everything. Or you could try out this exercise a bit later, when you are totally free and undisturbed by anything. So, let everything go and try to understand whether you actually know what is the novelty, or you don't. Or it is just simply a idea, a belief that somebody said to be true. Well, it was not said that perhaps it is true, but you assumed unconsciously that it is true. Your mind assumed that it is true. Now, I encourage you to pause this video for a minute or two to get this sense of actually not knowing the answer. Be open to experience anything. Openness. Perhaps some thoughts may arise regarding your job, your relationships, anything that you should let go. Well, if they arise, if they catch your attention, then let go. Continue on letting go. And eventually you will get into some kind of a light state. As another, a more rather less abstract object for your contemplation, you may take your phone. Do you know what in reality, so to speak, is your phone? Have you ever experienced the true nature of your phone, of what you were holding all time on your head, rather on your hand or in your hand? You can proceed with this exercise by choosing several objects. Those are probably less abstract than the first one about novelty, but you can, and I encourage you doing this, get more and more abstract with this. Like, what is thought? What is understanding what is love. This one is really controversial because uh, even if we are in relationships, we may think that, well, I'm in love. Well, if you still, to some extent, uh, hate your life, then perhaps there is not so much so love in your life. Just maybe. So perhaps some of you have managed to grasp that novelty does not novelty is not something material. It's not your car, it's not your apartment, it's not your food, it's not your partner. Well, it's not even the country you're in. It is about the experience itself. The experience of freshness, which in the first place comes from within. And beliefs play a huge role in novelty. Huge role in restricting your experience. You may think that traveling to another country will make you happy, and only this will make you happy, nothing else. Well, this is obviously a craving for new, fresh experience. But just dig in a bit. Dig in into this phrase, only travel to another country will make me happy. You probably see the borders. See, this man or woman may actually leave the country, get to Miami or California or Bali or any other place where he or she intended to go to, but in reality, this person did not go out of his or her borders. She still, or he still is within the borders of known, of habit. They are still in their kingdom, so to speak. They are still in their realm, the comfort zone, may call it. But another person could find joy in the current place of staying and in some other place beyond their country. And this person probably has some kind of understanding about the work of beliefs. So, to get a sense of novelty, you should question the solidity of the beliefs you have. Is their foundation solid enough? Do you actually know that this is truth? Or you just had to accept it? You accepted it without your will, without consciousness. Beliefs damage relationships. They damage society, world. And in the first place, your life. It is as if the situation of Achilles heel. Happens again and again. You just shoot your feet. You hurt yourself by attending to the beliefs. Of course, this does not mean that all the beliefs are bad or something. They are useful for your survival, for your thriving. But you actually have to be, first of all, concerned about survival. No, probably if you have some interest in spirituality, you have to go somewhere beyond this material world. Because you have already established a foundation, a base. You have enough finance, all that. You have apartment, house, pets perhaps. Enough money to buy food and earn enough. So beliefs are advantages in terms of survival. And eventually, actually, after removing some of the useless, I would say, beliefs that do not need to exist, then you have a potential for seeing yourself as you are. What is it? Well, you'll experience it by yourself. I can tell you who you are in actuality. Only you are capable of knowing, of actually understanding who you are. And this comes not from beliefs. It comes from being you. It comes from being clean in terms of clean mind. Mind devoid of any assumptions, ideas, and all that stuff. Just pure you. Without any images or words that describe you. Those describe you in the external world, in society, but are they actually what you are? Actually, are they the real aspects of who you are? Getting deeper into this questioning, you will no longer want to go to Miami or California or Bali. You'll just stay with yourself and experience the sense of novelty out of questioning what you have regarded as something you already know. Always remember this. Be open to question some of the beliefs. Perhaps you got something wrong. You did not understand something in the correct way as it should have been understood. And get into this state of not knowing. Beliefs are some of the most, they could be obvious and visible, so to speak, at the first glance. The other beliefs, however, could be more hidden, covert. But it's your journey. Your journey towards understanding yourself, who you are, what perhaps the reality is. How can you be the most authentic you and constantly experience novelty uh, without the need to go to the other country to follow a new road to your job. Experience all that. It could be something fundamental in terms of discarding beliefs. You can go gradually, step by step, and eventually get to the core. And after getting to the core, you are free. You are what you are. Take responsibility, take all your discipline to devote yourself or some part of yourself if you are too busy. To spend some time during the day just being without beliefs. And here you get your novelty.